O Show. This is the Big 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 O Show.
There's just one place to celebrate a happy new model year. Acura of Pembroke Pines. Drive away in a new Integra. Only $299 a month at Acura of Pembroke Pines, the #1 volume Acura dealer.
When presenting an award to an employee, athlete, executive, or fantasy GM, make sure you call Orvieto's Awards and More. For 35 years, these custom award specialists have been providing plaques, trophies, custom framing, while providing state-of-the-art laser and computerized engraving, UV printing, and glass crystal etching. They do all their engraving and printing in-house for quality control. Call Charles at 305-949-8098 or visit them at orvietosawards.com. Orvieto's Awards and More, where recognition is rewarding.
When it comes to your smile, confidence is so important. At Moody S Dental, they provide the services to get your smile back. This family-run practice prides itself by offering the latest technology to give your family the best experience possible. Moody S Dental has been in business for over 30 years with offices in Hialeah and Plantation. They accept most major dental insurances. They provide free new patient exams, 20% off select treatments. To qualify, please follow us on Instagram at moodys.dental. Moody S Dental has been in business for over 30 years. To schedule an appointment in Hialeah, call 305-821-0231 and Plantation 954-692-6825. From Invisaligns, dental implants, same-day crowns, and the preventative care and preservation to get your smile back. Go to moodysdental.com to find out more and tell them Big O sent you.
There's just one place to celebrate a happy new model year. Acura of Pembroke Pines. Take $10,000 off a 2025 MDX at Acura of Pembroke Pines, the #1 volume Acura dealer.
For over 16 years, EJDconstruction.com has provided South Florida residents quality craftsmanship, accurate project management, and exceptional service. That's why EJDconstruction.com is an A-rated member of Angie's List and the Better Business Bureau. When you're looking for the right custom home builder for additions or home remodeling, please call my friend Eric at 305-433-4843. That's 305-433-4843 for EJDconstruction.com.
It starts every morning before the sun comes up. Projects are laid out. Plans are made. Equipment is fueled and loaded with inventory to handle all service requests. Orders are given to an army of skilled landscape maintenance professionals, certified arbor trimmers, irrigation technicians, and licensed pest management experts who fan out to communities and businesses all over South Florida. Experienced, on time, and dependable. Our staff is fully trained, licensed, and insured. Contact us by phone, email, social media, or through our website to answer all your landscape questions. We are Cutter's Edge. Total Landscape Solutions.
The Sultan's choice for excitement and a caravan of savings awaits at Toyota of Hollywood. Your wish for savings has been granted with discounts of up to $4,500. Take a magic carpet ride in a Toyota Corolla, not $24,000, $19,988. Step into our grand bazaar where you'll find epic savings at the #1 volume Toyota dealer, Toyota of Hollywood, on 441 between Hollywood Boulevard and Sheridan Street. Open till midnight.
After 40 years, the Big Cheese Miami is still producing great Italian food. They started in 1984. Since then, they've been winning awards while being voted the best inexpensive Italian restaurant in Miami. Visit them for great food, amazing service. Witness the decades of Cane's memories. The walls are like a Miami Hurricanes Hall of Fame. The Big Cheese delivers anything on its menu or party platter menu to your home, office, or even a park for a picnic. Located at 8080 Southwest 67th Avenue, Miami. Call 305-662-6855. TheBigCheeseMiami.com, where they serve large portions at family prices.
Oh, Sam, not again.
Initiating Daddy's back.
Go!
Set the rhythm of your smart home with Sloman Shield Blink, the new integrated smart home platform that automates your life just the way you want it. Sloman Shield Blink. Be the maestro of your own home.
If you're looking to take your home or business to the next level, then RM Contractors can assist you. RM specializes in new residential turnkey, new commercial turnkey, home and office remodeling. Call them for free estimates. Serving all of South Florida, licensed and insured. Call Ray, 305-345-3649. You work hard to create the perfect atmosphere. You dream it, we'll build it. RM Contractors, 305-345-3649. Or Instagram at RMC Fisher Island.
Before you buy or lease a Honda, Volkswagen, Hyundai, or any other model, compare Subaru, rated #1 in safety at Subaru of Pembroke Pines. Buy with 0.9% financing, 0 down. Forester with symmetrical all-wheel drive, $259 a month. Crosstrek with symmetrical all-wheel drive, $239 a month. During the Subaru A Lot to Love event at Subaru of Pembroke Pines, South Florida's #1 volume Subaru retailer.
Welcome to Caneswear. New store, new items, same great experience. Family owned and operated since 2010, Caneswear has the latest merchandise from the Miami Hurricanes, Miami Dolphins, Florida Panthers, Inter Miami CF, and more. Come visit us at our store in Davie on University Drive, just south of 595, or online at caneswear.com. Caneswear, the spot Miami fans shop.
Hi, this is Jeff Welt from Welton Rayom. Dan and I have been in business together for over 22 years. We're not your typical lawyers. When Dan's not working in the office, he's flying his stunt plane. When I'm not in the office, I'm either getting tattooed, bowling, riding a motorcycle, or going to concerts. We might not be your typical attorneys, but we are aggressive attorneys, and we'll do whatever it takes to get you what you deserve. Consultations are always free. Call us anytime, 24/7.
Welton Rayom can help.
There's just one place to celebrate a happy new model year. Acura of Pembroke Pines. Drive away in a new ADX. Only $299 a month at Acura of Pembroke Pines, the #1 volume Acura dealer.
Have you viewpoint statements or beliefs expressed on the following program by the host, guests, or callers are not necessarily the opinions of FantasyXS.com, Media Group Inc. ownership, management, sponsors, or website.
Feeling like crap, of course. After last night's disgusting performance by the Miami Dolphins, how else are you going to feel out there, Dolphin Nation? There's only one way to feel. Feel stupid. Feel stupid that you count on Stephen Ross. Feel stupid that you buy season tickets to go see a product built by Stephen Ross. Luckily, his buildings aren't built from the same kind of structure, or else they would all crumble and fall down. So, really, blame yourselves. That's all. Look in the mirror like I do and say, I'm the idiot. I'm the one that goes to games. I'm the one that buys a jersey or a hat or a shirt. I'm the one that invests my time. I'm the one that buys a red zone ticket or the whatever NFL pass because I don't live in town, so I've got to go watch it out. I'm the idiot that travels. We went to 4 different places last year. We're going to Madrid this year. Luckily, it's also going to be a great vacation. The Dolphin game becomes like a sideshow now. You know what I mean? It's like, really, let's just go see Madrid and have a good time. And I'm already going to see Lizzie Hale. So I'm already going to see Hailstorm in Madrid. A Hailstorm concert is way better than any damn Dolphin game ever has been in the last 25 years. Okay? I'd rather go to a rock concert than any damn Dolphin game, any meaningless Dolphin game the last 30 years. So blame yourselves. That's all. Blame yourselves because you are expecting Stephen Ross to build a winner. You're a freaking idiot. And be a minor leaguer. Talk about the players and the coach and the GM now. We got to get past that already, dude. We got to get past all of that. The real problem is and always will be Stephen Ross. He's the loser that owns the team. He's the one that rips you off of your money because you go to pay to go watch it at the stadium. You pay seeing it at a bar with your friends and spend a lot of money eating food that's overpriced nowadays. You spend your money buying the season pass because you live in Baltimore or in Michigan or in California or Nevada or in San Diego or Mexico or wherever you live. It's your fault because you spend the money to go travel all over the place and you're expecting the idiot that goes to get busted trying to bring in Peyton and Brady and you lose a first and third rounder. That's the idiot you're counting on. You're counting on the moron that says, yeah, I should extend Joe Philbin. Oh, yeah, no, Mike McDaniel has done wonders. Let's extend him. That's the moron you're counting on. So really, look in the mirror. You're a stupid person being a Dolphins fan. Just admit it. We're stupid people. That's what we are. We are stupid people. We are morons, because only a moron would look at Stephen Ross and say, yeah, that idiot can build a winner. Think about that. Think about all the stupid shit that Stephen Ross says and does, and yet you are paying to see it. Yet you buy suite tickets. Yet you buy plane tickets. Yet you tailgate for hours, spend a lot of money, food, cooking, cleanup, all of that. For what? For Stephen Ross. Do you know how stupid we are thinking that Stephen Ross is Vinny Viola? Do you know how stupid we are? Mickey Harrison, listen, their run ended, right? They're not very good right now anymore as an ownership and a front office, right? Hey, they aged. It happens. Time. But Mickey Harrison bought the team, and the first thing he did was he went and stole Pat Riley. And the rest is history. You got yourself titles. You won. At least the Harrison family knew what to do. Maybe, now they're not as good at it right now. Okay, that's fine. But they had their moment. Has Stephen Ross had a moment? No, dude. He just sits there in his little box and he looks constipated as he drops a deuce in his Depends. So blame yourselves. You're the fucking morons that count on Stephen Ross. I'm the fucking idiot that thinks that owner will ever get it right. That's your problem. It's not whatever quarterback comes through, whatever GM comes through, whatever head coach, whatever group of players, whatever group of assistant coaches. None of that matters, because all those names and faces have changed under one idiot. So when you renew your tickets, blame yourselves. When you go to games, blame yourselves. When you paint your face and you put on your costume, blame yourself. Okay? Stop blaming the players. Stop blaming the coaching, and stop blaming the front office. We got to get past all of that. None of that ever gets right unless that guy's right. So since he's wrong, and he constantly proves that he's wrong, man, I have to hold back a really dysfunctional moment because I got to hold it. But soon, I'm going to show you a really dysfunctional moment that proves to you how bad of a team, an organization this is when something like this goes on and they sweep it under the rug. And I've had to sit on this shit now for 2 years. Okay? So, but don't worry. It'll come out soon. But it'll show you how things that move forward after that made no sense. And everybody was involved in it. And it just starts at the top, dude. At the top. And it's constant. So really blame yourselves. And blame Stephen Ross. Stop wasting your time on blaming anyone else. Because all that's going to happen is that the faces will change, but the same guy's in place. So what he's going to do is bring in more people that can't get it done. And above, when your owner is scheming behind you to do all kinds of shit, then who cares who the GM is or the head coach? Because you've got a dysfunctional owner. And he's going to do stupid and dysfunctional stuff, like in the middle of the night, go out and go talk to Harbaugh. The GM had nothing to do with it then, just like the GM had nothing to do when you're going after Peyton and Brady. These are things that you cannot control because you have the wrong person owning the team. And it's not going to change. He makes so much money off the F1, off the tennis, off the Dolphins TV contracts and all of that. Like I've told you many times, your little seats don't mean shit to him. That's change in the ashtray, as I've told you 100 times over. So empty seats to him, visiting teams will buy it. If not, it doesn't matter. He's got his suite sold. He's got the advertising, and he's got the NFL contract, the TV contract. That's where they make their money. The seats are nothing. Nothing. That's why they can erase 15,000 of them from four corners to put on TVs, because in the end, those seats are garbage. They'll just raise a little bit more in the suites and all that in the clubs, and they'll pay for it, and they make up for it. That's it. But blame yourselves and blame the owner. Stop thinking about all the minutia. It doesn't matter what draft you have. Doesn't matter what pick you have. It doesn't matter what coach you have. It doesn't matter what GM you have. Doesn't matter what players you have. When you have that owner, you will never have a winner. That's it. So, be a winner. Come out here to Acura Pembroke Pines at 15601 Pines Boulevard. If Mr. Zinn owned the Dolphins, well, this is the number one volume sales dealership in the Southeast United States. You heard that? Why do you think that is? You think it's Craig Zinn, right? Yeah. Okay, so Toyota of Hollywood, number one volume sales dealership in the Southeast United States. Why?
There's a constant variable, though.
Really?
Craig Zinn?
Oh, okay.
The owner.
Mr. Zinn, please buy the team. Go over there and just, strangle it away from him, please. Jesus. That's why. That's all you need to know. Look at Vinny Viola. He buys the Panthers, and he bought the Panthers way after Stephen Ross bought the Dolphins, and his team has already won multiple titles and has been to 3 Stanley Cups. It's amazing. Vinny Viola got here, and he picked up a joke of a franchise and made it now the best franchise in the NHL. And half the time that Stephen Ross has owned the team. That's all you need to know. That's ownership right there, baby. And by the way, the ADX right now, 2025 model, 4.9% financing for 60 months. The 2025 Integra, $269 a month, 3.9% financing for 60 months. And they're always doing it right. That's why they're the number one volume sales dealership, because they respond to their customers. Unlike the Dolphins, who shit on their clients, well, not Mr. Zinn. No way. He gets it done for his clients. The RDX 2025 model, $389 a month, 4.9% financing for 60 months. The new TLX 2025 model, $389 a month. You got to see the one with the sports package. It is badass, that TLX, man. Anyway, 4.9% financing for 60 months. The selection, Sean will tell you, it's always overflowing. It's like they never have enough parking spaces for the cars. Okay? You got just a ginormous selection of brand new vehicles. You got the certified pre-owned. You can get electrified. The ZDXs are right in front of me. Come on down, baby. See Larry Schlossberg, Pat Nassau, Tony Stampone. Craig Zinn's here. Acura of Pembroke Pines. Remember, you can make a donation to the show, Cash App or Venmo at Cash Big O Show. That is Cash Big O Show, Cash App or Venmo. And you can make a Bitcoin, Ethereum, Chainlink, or Solana donation, as Venmo has expanded. Watson, Mr. Andrew Watson says, new slogan, Stephen Loss or Ross is loss. He's probably an effing lifelong New York Jets fan who took the Dolphins team just to sink them into oblivion. We will then be gifted with his daughter leading the team when he croaks. All facts. Joe Cracciola, thank you, sir, for your generosity as always. Big O can't stay up for the night games, dude.
Got to work and shut it off at halftime. After the comedy of errors of the first half, you warned us this season was going to be tough. Doesn't make it any easier to digest. Love the show. Joe, I lied to you guys. I said it was going to be a bad season. I didn't say it was going to be an absolutely horrific season, dude. I didn't think it was going to be this bad. Okay, I said 7-10 bad. I said 7-10 bad. Even I got the how bad it was going to be wrong. I tried to prepare you, but I'm sorry, Joe. I should have prepared you for Armageddon. I should have told you, yo, dude, this is going to be Cam Cameron-like season. You know what I'm saying? And, wow. Yeah. Peter German, thank you also for your generosity. Thank you for the love on Venmo. We love the super chats here on YouTube. Thank you. But, YouTube takes 30%, so that's why we always encourage Cash App or Venmo. And you can send your questions, comments, insults, all kinds of stuff, and I'll read them here. Peter German says, I agree with you, Big O. The tone-deaf owner doesn't give a crap about this team. I think that's the most depressing part. What can we do? Really, you can't do anything. I would love to tell you, like I told you last week, stop buying the whale. Because you're not going to stop buying tickets. You're not going to stop going to games. You're not going to stop watching. Because I'm not going to stop watching. I'm not going to stop going, maybe to some road games. Maybe next year we don't even do a road game. Okay, last year we did 4. This year we're only doing the Madrid. Next year, I'm definitely not going to training camp. Like, you'll never get me back at training camp again until they are a respectable franchise, that they're going to the playoffs. For, let's say, when they go to the playoffs 2 years in a row, that third year I'll go to training camp. Put it that way. I'm not wasting my time and my sweat for this team ever again. Dude, I'm nearly 60. I've done it for over 3 decades. I am done. I'm past it already. I'll read about it and whatever, but I am not wasting my time at all ever again in training camp until they go to the playoffs 2 years in a row. And the third year, they're looking really good and all that, then I'll go. Then I'll waste my time. Then I'll spend my time. I'll invest my time. Not waste. I'll invest my time, because I have invested so much time, energy, emotion, money, effort. I'm done. We got a firing? And it's not who we thought? Chris Greer?
Yeah, ESPN sources, Miami Dolphins and general manager Chris Greer met this morning and mutually agreed to part ways. Greer has been with the Dolphins since 2000 and has served as the general manager since 2016.
Okay. Wow. Yeah. Wow. All right. Well, there you go. One has fallen. I would imagine that the other is going to fall soon. I would imagine, because to keep the head coach around would be absolutely insane. So we told you that they were gone. By the way, take a break right now. Back.
It starts every morning before the sun comes up. Projects are laid out. Plans are made. Equipment is fueled and loaded with inventory to handle all service requests. Orders are given to an army of skilled landscape maintenance professionals, certified arbor trimmers, irrigation technicians, and licensed pest management experts who fan out to communities and businesses all over South Florida. Experienced, on time, and dependable. Our staff is fully trained, licensed, and insured. Contact us by phone, email, social media, or through our website to answer all your landscape questions. We are Cutter's Edge. Total Landscape Solutions.
Oh, I think I know what this is. Houston, we have a package. Hello?
No matter where you are, the Sloman Shield home security system guards your home. With next-gen perimeter protection, 24/7 monitoring, and interior motion sensing. And right now, get a free Sloman Shield security system and doorbell camera, all professionally installed, for free.
Shield your world, the Sloman Shield.
There's just one place to celebrate a happy new model year. Acura of Pembroke Pines. Drive away in a new Integra. Only $299 a month at Acura of Pembroke Pines, the #1 volume Acura dealer.
When it comes to your smile, confidence is so important. At Moody S Dental, they provide the services to get your smile back. This family-run practice prides itself by offering the latest technology to give your family the best experience possible. Moody S Dental has been in business for over 30 years with offices in Hialeah and Plantation. They accept most major dental insurances. They provide free new patient exams, 20% off select treatments. To qualify, please follow us on Instagram at moodys.dental. Moody S Dental has been in business for over 30 years. To schedule an appointment in Hialeah, call 305-821-0231 and Plantation 954-692-6825. From Invisaligns, dental implants, same-day crowns, and the preventative care and preservation to get your smile back. Go to moodysdental.com to find out more and tell them Big O sent you.
For over 16 years, EJDconstruction.com has provided South Florida residents quality craftsmanship, accurate project management, and exceptional service. That's why EJDconstruction.com is an A-rated member of Angie's List and the Better Business Bureau. When you're looking for the right custom home builder for additions or home remodeling, please call my friend Eric at 305-433-4843. That's 305-433-4843 for EJDconstruction.com.
Hi, this is Jeff Welt from Welton Rayom. Dan and I have been in business together for over 22 years. We're not your typical lawyers. When Dan's not working in the office, he's flying his stunt plane. When I'm not in the office, I'm either getting tattooed, bowling, riding a motorcycle, or going to concerts. We might not be your typical attorneys, but we are aggressive attorneys, and we'll do whatever it takes to get you what you deserve. Consultations are always free. Call us anytime, 24/7.
Welton Rayom can help.
Before you buy or lease a Honda, Volkswagen, Hyundai, or any other model, compare Subaru, rated #1 in safety at Subaru of Pembroke Pines. Buy with 0.9% financing, 0 down. Forester with symmetrical all-wheel drive, $259 a month. Crosstrek with symmetrical all-wheel drive, $239 a month. During the Subaru A Lot to Love event at Subaru of Pembroke Pines, South Florida's #1 volume Subaru retailer.
If you're looking to take your home or business to the next level, then RM Contractors can assist you. RM specializes in new residential turnkey, new commercial turnkey, home and office remodeling. Call them for free estimates. Serving all of South Florida, licensed and insured. Call Ray, 305-345-3649. You work hard to create the perfect atmosphere. You dream it, we'll build it. RM Contractors, 305-345-3649 or Instagram at RMC Fisher Island.
The viewpoint, statements, or beliefs expressed on the following program by the host, guests, or callers are not necessarily the opinions of FantasyXS.com, Media Group Inc. ownership, management, sponsors, or website.
right. We are back. Appreciate all of you hanging in there. Thank you. And thank you for the patience. Don't forget, smash the hell out of the like button. We're not even close, and we're not even over 100 yet. That's at least we like to start with that. Got a whole bunch of people watching and nobody smashing the like button. Come on, man. Let's go. We're working for you all. Chris Grier has been fired. Question is now, what do they do next with Mike McDaniel? Do they keep the dysfunction? Because obviously Mike McDaniel is dysfunction out there. So we're going to find out. I told you guys a long time ago that if Chris Grier, if this was his hire, there was no way he was going to get a chance to hire a third coach. And gone. And I told you a couple weeks ago that unless they won 8 or 9 games in the last 11 that was left at that point, there was no way they were going to save their jobs. And they ended up losing that week and then won last week and then lost again. And then, now they finally fired him. So the question is now, what do you do with Mike McDaniel? Is he next? Because you had to make the change. There was no way you're coming back with everybody intact. So what do you do from here on out? Peter German, by the way, thank you for the love on the Venmo. He says, I just spit my coffee out when you said Grier was mutually let go. What they really mean is he must have quit to get away from Ross. He was doing what any good samurai would do. No, he got fired. Okay. And it was expected. Pretty much. I told you guys 3 weeks ago, and unless they run the table, they're gone. So they're not running the table. They're not winning 8 or 9 games. They don't have the coach in order to do that. Grier and McDaniel are toast. Now the question is, I think they may try to be figuring out the structure right now if they fire if they fire McDaniel. That's what we're going to probably wait for at the moment, because they probably have to talk with other people in order to kind of set it all up. So let's hang in there and see if any other changes come down the line. I think the owner is seeing enough of what's going on, and since he is the problem, maybe that's why he made a reaction to it. Ohio John says, me and the wife know Spain is about the experience, not the team. There you go. Look forward to hanging out with you guys, man. Ohio John again. Can Welton Realm help Dolphin fans get compensation? I hope so, because Lord knows you guys deserve serious compensation. And again, thank you. Cash App or Venmo at Cash Big O Show. That is Cash Big O Show. Cash App or Venmo, and you can make a Bitcoin or Ethereum donation. As always, we appreciate that. Thank you. It's just crazy, man. At least you got one step done, which is the change with the general manager. Now we need the head coach, because you don't want to watch that on the sidelines every week. That change has got to happen. That change has got to happen. All right, what do we got here? Sweet Baby Ray, thank you for the love on Cash App, sir. He says, praying Ross's kids sell like the Robbies. Remember, the Robbies sold because they needed the money. So it was a financial thing. The Ross family does not need the money. The Ross family prints more money than the Federal Reserve. So they're good. They are good. All right. Come on over, Larry. There we go. Come on over, baby. The one and only Larry Schlossberg is kind enough to join us now here on the program. I don't know if the world could handle another Larry Schlossberg.
No. It's a lot to handle, even just for the one that we have.
All right. So the fan base here, we've been talking, and they're all behind me now. And we have nominated you to get this job done for us.
And the job is,
well, we look at Acura Pembroke Pines. You are the #1 volume sales dealership in the Southeast United States, right?
That's correct. That's correct.
I do shows over at Toyota of Hollywood.
Yeah.
Last time I checked, they are the #1 volume sales dealership in the Southeast United States also.
They are for Toyota. That's correct.
That is correct. And so is there any way we can get Mr. Zinn to buy the Dolphins? Because, see, it starts at the top.
It starts at the top. Yeah. Leadership, right? A winning attitude.
Why the hell are you guys kick ass all the time? Because you're at the top here. So Mr. Zinn knows who to put at the top here. Mr. Zinn knows who to put at the top at Subaru. Mr. Zinn knows who to put at the top at Toyota. See, the people that know how to run things know how to put the right people in place and how to run things. And so that's what I'm just saying.
Yeah, no, I think it's a great idea, actually. And when I speak with him next, I'm gonna bring it up. I think it would be fun. I think it would be a fun thing.
Think about it. We could have an Acura corner where we're showcasing some of the cars there at the stadium.
I mean, there's a lot. Yeah.
I like that. I like that. A ZDX roof.
Wow, that would be incredible. I'm going to definitely bring that up at the next corporate meeting. I think it's a great suggestion.
I mean,
and I appreciate the
it's
the Big O fans coming up with this.
It's time that a real South Florida man owns the team. That, like, because Mr. Zinn cares.
Oh, absolutely.
Okay.
Cares deeply about South Florida, about the community.
Oh my God.
And about winning.
And
that's what we do.
And he's a staple here.
For sure. For sure.
I mean, you know what I'm saying? So you got a heavy job now.
Yeah. I got to convince him of that.
You got to convince him to go over and tell Mr. Ross, yo, cough up the team, man. Cough up the team. We need the team, man. I mean, it would be absolutely awesome. All right. So, by the way, Rush, dude, getting back. I am so happy that they got. For those of you that don't know, Larry's a guitarist. He's got his own band, and we talk about it all the time. Doors Alive. And I tell you all the time when I go to his concerts. So he's obviously been rocking for many, many years. So as a musician, this is actually a better angle. But I'm happy for Getty and for Alex, because like, you get up and you do what you love every day.
Sure.
I get up, and Sean, we do what we love every day. It's cool to do what you're passionate about. And I understand the whole thing about losing your drummer, but there had to be an empty space for those guys as performers, because you're a performer all the time.
Yeah, for sure.
And there's a high that you get on stage that you're not going to be able to fill at any point anywhere. You know it as a guitarist. I'm happy for those guys that they were able to get over that emotional hump.
Yeah, absolutely. I think it's huge. It's a huge thing. I mean, they did kind of come to an end. They did a 40th tour.
Yeah.
And it kind of came to an end without them really knowing about Neil's condition. And then that came to be. And I guess it takes a little time. There's a mourning process, and you get a break. I couldn't imagine touring at that level for 40 years. At some point now you're a man in your 70s with a lot of money in the bank, and maybe I want to enjoy it a little bit and figure out some other things to do with my time. But then what you've been doing your whole life and what you're born to do kicks back in, and it is great. It's a great thing. I'm excited to see it. And this drummer, I've watched clips online.
Good.
She'd have to be good.
Yeah. I get you.
Who are they going to hire? Who are they going to hire?
Yeah, if you're going to play with Getty and Alex, you're not going to be a schmuck. You're going to be a.
I mean, first of all, they could hire anybody they wanted to hire.
Yes.
And so the cream of the crop, right? So,
yeah. You know who I like off the top of my head? Mike Portnoy would be
right. You would think
because he's a prog drummer as it is.
Sure.
And his drumming style has a little pert in him. You know what I mean?
Of course. And he's played in all kinds of situations. I'm sure we do a great job, but probably in some way they wanted to pick a little bit of an unknown.
Exactly.
And which I'm not disrespecting Annika about.
No. She's awesome.
She may be very well known. I'm sure her family knows her very well and her friends. But
no, I've seen the videos.
Yeah, she's incredible. She's an incredible drummer.
She can drum, man.
Incredible.
She can
incredible.
drum.
So that's exciting. But we got to wait a year till they get here.
I know, but did you get? I haven't been able to get tickets, and they're expensive.
They're going on sale. They went on sale today. There was a pre-sale.
Yeah, my buddy got a floor seat for $589, bro.
Wow. Well, when at the Hard Rock Live, which is a great place to see a show.
Oh God, yes, the acoustic.
I paid a lot more than that to see Metallica there.
Oh yeah, yeah,
So-
but you're talking about that concert where they played the first 2 albums.
Yeah, that was amazing.
I was there.
That was amazing.
I was there.
That was not a cheap ticket.
That was not a cheap ticket. Yes, but there was something. That was like a special event.
That was special.
And at this point, when do you see Metallica perform the first 2 albums like that? You're never going to see
never.
that.
And
you'll see a couple of songs in their tours, but you're never going to see the albums complete.
Right. And now that show was incredible because the show, to me, experience was the show I saw them before that was at the Hard Rock Stadium.
Right.
So then now a couple of years later, see him at the Hard Rock Live, to go from, 75,000 people to 5,000 people.
Yeah.
It's a whole different vibe. That was an amazing
experience. Yeah. Bring it up a little closer.
I couldn't pass that one up.
Yeah.
Another exciting thing I'm doing Sunday night, I'm going to see Peter Frampton there.
Oh, okay.
So
another man that's battling some health stuff.
Yeah, he's got some sort of degenerative disease where he can't stand for long periods of time, but he's got a great spirit. I saw some live stuff of him on TV and online, and it's a Let's Do It Again tour. So I'm like, you know what? Let's support this man. He's an incredible guitar player, and I think underrated.
Oh, for sure. Have you ever seen Frampton live?
The only time I've ever seen Peter Frampton live was a long time ago when he toured with David Bowie. He was the guitar player for David Bowie at, I think it was the Glass Spiders tour at the Orange Bowl.
Wow.
So this was a long time ago.
For
some of you kids out there, it was back in the 80s. And we actually had to know how to get there. We didn't have the GPS or the to get us there. We had to figure it out and park on some old Cuban guy's lawn, and that's how it was.
No
back
blocky,
then.
no blocky. No blocky, no blocky.
But it was fun. That was the only time I've ever seen him live.
I've seen him a few times, and he is just absolutely
He's still amazing.
I still remember being a kid and going to a record store on a street called Broadway in New Jersey, in Passaic, New Jersey. I was staying with my cousins over the summer. I would go up there for different summers. I was there actually the summer of in the 70s when Son of Sam was actually doing his deal and all that in the middle. My mom would call up every once, hey, you guys all right up there? Because we keep hearing about this Son of Sam guy and all that stuff. So I still remember walking out of that record store with the double live album.
Yeah. That's probably one of the top selling live albums of all time.
Yeah.
I don't know what
iconic, definitely one of the, it's like Kiss Alive. It's like one of those, all time live albums. But yeah, he is absolutely. And again, another man that is doing what he loves to do.
He keeps going. The doctor said he couldn't do it, and he said, no, I'm doing it.
Yeah.
So that's
passion drives you, man.
Yes, for sure.
Passion drives you. So we're pretty passionate about the ZDX right now, baby. The
ZDX is not existing at this point,
right?
We've Acura's building a new all electric vehicle that we won't see for probably a year. It's it's called the RSX. So that's down the road. That's the future. But with all new technology and new styling, it's going to be amazing. But currently, there's a lot of great products.
Well, the ADX
out there.
is the new one.
The ADX is very hot. It's the right car at the right time at the right price. It's a smaller SUV. It's sporty. It's loaded with content. And they start about $36,000. You can't get a luxury car with this much content.
Dude, the average now is 50.
Oh yeah. And the average car payment in the United States is over $700 a month now. So people are paying over $700 a month to drive mass market, general market cars. To be able to get a luxury vehicle with all these features and the warranty and all the stuff that comes along with an Acura for such a low price, it's a great opportunity. So it's dominating the market with the ADX launch and the refreshed Acura Integra. Acura really owns that space as far as if you want to say entry level or lower price point luxury vehicle. You want to get into a luxury car, you're driving a Corolla, a Toyota, Hyundai, a Volkswagen and you want to get into an SUV or a sedan, Acura's got the car, and the price is right, and all the features are there with great new refresh styling and colors. So it's an exciting time to get into an Acura, and we're still selling the hell out of the MDX, which is the number one selling third row luxury XUV in America, and that's since its inception, since 2001. So Acura is crushing the market in these very hot segments.
I love the MDX. It's like a spaceship, dude.
Yeah.
In fact, when I was in Chick-fil-A this morning, there was like that aqua color, like, I don't know what's the.
Well, there's a new color called Double Apex Blue, and it's really
whatever it is. It must have been the one that was in front of me.
It's available with all kinds of different.
It's like an aquamarine like color, like
I was like, wow, it's a beautiful color.
Yeah.
It's definitely eye catching, but of course, got all the other great colors, all the shades of gray that you could possibly want. Seem to be very popular. We don't have 50 shades of gray, but we have a lot of shades of gray.
And you got the RDX also. Incredible.
RDX
my wife has one for 15 years now.
Yeah, that's a good story to tell. 15 years in the same car. That tells you the integrity of the vehicle. The car's a tank, but it's not good for business because we'd like to sell more than a car to somebody.
Dude, I'd still be driving my TSX.
Yes.
If it wasn't totaled. If I didn't total the TSX, I would have never sold it.
And you had like a couple 100,000 miles on a car?
It was like 140, I think it was. Yeah.
140,000.
Something like that. But it was, dude, it was coasting like a champ. All you got, the beauty of Acura is, dude, just change the oil and the filters.
Yeah.
That's it.
Do your maintenance. Take
just
care of the car.
Maintain it, and the thing will run forever, bro. It'll never back down. It'll never crack down on you. It just don't. Change the damn air filters. Don't let the whole thing get all
right. They're
tanks.
They're tanks.
They are, dude.
So whether you want to drive it for 250,000 miles or unfortunately get into an accident where the car is totaled, but you walk away. So
not a scratch.
So I've heard that story before, both ends of that story. The car drove forever, or the car was in a terrible accident, but my family was safe. So either way, you win.
Yeah, messed up my frame, so I couldn't fix the car. That's it. It was done.
Yeah.
And but I did not suffer anything. Not one scratch. I was safe. But I do miss my TSX, bro.
Yeah, well,
God, I miss my TSX. God, I tell everybody, or I'm 59 now. My two favorite cars are the TSX and the Datsun 280ZX 1983.
Those are that was your first car?
No, my first car was a 72 Mustang Mach 3.
Wow.
The boxy one in the back and all that.
Sure.
Yeah. I had a red with a black stripe. What is it? A 302 in it. It was beautiful, man. Loved it.
That's cool.
And then I got a Rally Sport, and then I got my 280ZX.
Wow.
And that son of a bitch never died. That inline six engine was something like they didn't want to mess with. They didn't want to redo that engine ever again.
Right.
It's what you said. It's too good. It's going to last forever,
Yeah,
bro.
we'll go out of business building cars like this.
Yes, exactly. So, and that TSX was, oh my God.
Well, great products.
Look at my wife. She has an RDX. It's a freaking tank, dude.
Yeah.
Tank.
Yeah. So you get your money's worth.
Oh my God, yes, you get your money's worth. Of course, just change the damn.
Do your maintenance. And now
if you're going to run your oil to 25,000 miles, then of course your car is going to get all screwed up.
Well, yeah. Beyond that, the cars are now basically computers on wheels. So you need to bring the car to an authorized dealer, because in the same time that they're going to same hour to an hour and a half that it takes to change oil, rotate tires, and wash your vehicle and vacuum it. We hook it up to a computer system that runs a diagnostic on the entire car. And these software programs can update the vehicle, and the car's running better. Nothing had to be done other than a software update.
Right.
Or now they diagnose, hey, there's an issue about to happen. Let's address it before it becomes a problem.
I know.
Because who wants their wife or daughter or loved one, or even themselves, stuck on the side of the road because of some silly software update that could have been handled at the dealership.
Yeah. Yeah. Mike Chan, Jordan Ferber, by the way, out here do an awesome job. They'll take care of you. All right, man. So any other specials we got to tell the folks?
Well, it is Halloween, so it is our annual Halloween spooktacular. So don't be frightened.
Okay.
That the prices are so low. It's scary how much car you can get for how little money. But
and by the way, built here in America, Acura.
Yes, that's right. That's right. Born in America, made in America. We've got deals like you could drive a TLX for $499 a month. I mean, you're talking about a $48,000 luxury sedan with all the features.
By the
$499
way,
a month.
check out the sports one.
Oh yeah, the A-Spec. It's
Oh my God, that thing is beautiful.
all-wheel drive. You can get a red interior, this orchid white interior, crazy colors. Car's gorgeous. You could walk out of here, drive out of here in a brand new one.
I love
$499 a month with nothing out of pocket. We got deals on every car right now. Is probably the best time to buy a car, because what's going to happen is, and this is something I'm not sure that the public's aware of, there's stuff going on out in the world with trade agreements that are going to affect automobile production. There already are. These microchips are sourced in Asia, and there's limited supply.
Yeah.
So there's already some shutdown in factories where they're not able to produce vehicles. Fortunately, Acura was ahead of it, and we've got hundreds of cars available. But I know our some other friends of mine and other dealerships, they don't have the day's supply or available inventory that we have. So you're going to come into a situation where we're going to run out of cars potentially.
Yeah.
I got an announcement from Acura yesterday that they're already shutting down production for the week of November 9th. They're going to take a week off to try to realign where they need to assign chips. And it's a management of the inventory.
Yeah.
They have to figure out what needs to be built and, to manage the right day's supply so the supply can meet the demand.
One of the things we actually did very, very well now is we actually cut a deal with Australia.
Yeah.
And it's going to take a little bit to get that thing started, but we're going to be able to get rare earths from there.
Yeah, no, and I know there's a lot of great stuff in the pipeline.
Yeah,
but in the immediate,
but again, it takes a while.
the immediate time frame, if you're someone out there thinking,
Yeah.
I need to get a new car, I need to get a car soon, and I have I care about, say, the color or the trim or the price, well, acting now would benefit you.
Right.
Because down the road, you might be like, hey, I'm sorry, Orlando, we don't have a red one. They're none on order.
Right.
And they probably won't be building more red ones until January, because they've already allocated all the chips to the production that's here and whatever. So whether it be a color, a trim, a model, and then beyond all, a lot of people seem to care about price. Everybody seems to be budget conscious.
Of course.
So there's never a better time of the year to buy a car than the third quarter of the year, and here we are.
Nice.
So now's the time to buy your car. You got a selection, you got prices lower than ever, with the factory supporting the dealer to be able to get the customer into a payment that's budget friendly.
I love it. So come see my guy, Larry Schlossberg. They will take care of you out here at Craig Zinn's Acura of Pembroke Pines.
Thank you.
And if you go see Rush, you got to tell me, bro. Because
For sure.
I got to get. I want to get it. I may even travel if I can get a cheaper ticket somewhere else, because the Hard Rock's going to be really expensive.
Supply and demand.
Yeah. All right, Larry. Appreciate you, brother. There you go. The great Larry Schlossberg, baby, getting it done here at Craig Zinn's Acura of Pembroke Pines. Yes. Thank you, Lester. I appreciate you. I told you guys that it was going to happen, that you guys were going to get what you wanted, that Greer was going to be gone, and that McDaniel was also going to be gone. The question is, when do they fire McDaniel?
Apparently, I got to check. Everybody saying Schefter said he's here for the complete season.
Oh.
But I haven't been able to check.
So then the real tank is on, since he figures, all right, let me keep this moron around. For sure, he'll continue to lose and lock in that number one spot for me. Okay, I guess that's kind of the idea behind it. I don't agree with it. I would get rid of him, but the folks that want Miami to lose for a draft pick, dude, you win. This is it right here. But, hey, listen, at least you know that McDaniel is gone at the end of the year. They already let go of Greer. So now you're going to make your changes. Not that it really will make a difference, because the owner doesn't know what he's doing. So remember that. Before you get all excited about getting rid of the general manager and eventually the head coach and eventually the quarterback and all that, you still have the same owner making the same decisions about Joe Philbin, about whatever it is. This is the same guy. This is the same guy. Okay? Same freaking guy. So That is the key that you have to remember. Stephen Ross's tenure has been all about dysfunction. Okay? Nothing more, nothing less. Dysfunction. Whether it's the Bullygate stuff, whether it's hiring Adam Gase, who invented social distancing before it was even a thing, whether it's extending Joe Philbin when he doesn't deserve it, or a Mike McDaniel when he doesn't deserve it, or going after Harbaugh in the middle of the night and getting busted while your coach is working, or getting busted trying to recruit Peyton and Tom Brady. The dysfunction, when Chris Greer took over and said the dysfunction ends, that was impossible because the dysfunction starts above you, above everybody that's been in place. And it doesn't matter if it's Mike Tannenbaum, who adds to the dysfunction, but you have a dysfunctional owner. It doesn't matter if you have Chris Greer, you have a dysfunctional owner. None of it matters. Doesn't matter what coach you have a dysfunctional owner. Doesn't matter if Jeff Ireland and Donna Ponte are fighting, you have a dysfunctional owner. So in the end, it really doesn't matter. Bullygate doesn't matter because you have a dysfunctional owner. Everything that goes on and all the disasters of the Miami Dolphins, celebrating the Gators on the field, that's a dysfunctional owner. That's an owner that just does not get it. This is the owner that started with the orange carpet. This is an owner that has dysfunction written all over him. The dysfunction starts and ends with Stephen Ross. And that's why the rest of your franchise is a joke. That's why your franchise will always be a joke. It is what it is. You have a dysfunctional owner, and that's why you have a dysfunctional team. And you have an owner that is a constant embarrassment, and that's why this is constantly happening. Crazy, isn't it? Absolutely insane. Yes, sir.
Stephen Ross has issued a statement. This is from the chairman of the board, managing general partner, Stephen M. Ross.
What's the dysfunctional owner say?
This morning, I made the decision, along with general manager Chris Greer, to mutually part ways. I have incredible respect for Chris and his family, and I want to thank him for his many contributions to the Miami Dolphins over the past 26 years. I assessed the state of the team, and in my discussions with Chris, it became clear to both of us that change could not wait. We must improve in 2025, 2026, and beyond, and it needs to start right now. Champ Kelly will serve as interim general manager effective immediately, and we will begin our search process for a new general manager. I want to thank Champ for stepping up and his commitment to the Dolphins' success this season. There's a lot of football left to be played, and we all need to fight even harder. I've always been and remain committed to building a winning team that consistently competes for championships.
Oh, shut up.
I am incredibly proud of our leadership as an NFL organization and our continued commitment to the community. But our performance on the field and our team building process have not been good enough. There are no excuses. I want to thank the fans for their continued support and passion for this team. You deserve a championship caliber team you can be proud of. There's much work ahead to return to the Dolphins to sustain success, and that work begins now. Finishing the season strong, evaluating all areas of our football operation, and moving forward with a clear vision for the future.
What an idiot. Finish the season strong, so let's keep Mike McDaniel in place. Que clase come mierda. And Steven, if you want, have somebody there. I'm sure you got a Hispanic hanging around. They'll translate that for you. Finish the season strong by keeping Mike McDaniel in place, by keeping the dysfunctional coach in place by the dysfunctional owner. Like, Stephen Ross is just a moron, dude. He's just an embarrassment. He's pathetic. He's a sad individual, and he's a thief. You know, that's the thing. His tenure is being a liar, a cheat, a thief, and a failure. Busted cheating over and over again. Busted lying over and over again. An absolute failure. Dysfunctional. I mean, this is what he is. He's an embarrassment. He's an embarrassment in every way. That statement is an embarrassment. Finish the season strong, but we're keeping Mike McDaniel in place. The guy that has underachieved every single year he has been coach. So you're going to keep the coach in place, which shows again that you openly want to cheat, because his dysfunction creates just losing and a terrible environment. That's what you are as an owner. You create a terrible environment. That's why people come here and they just cash a check and leave. Stephen Ross is a loser. Has been, always will be when it comes to football. Real estate, he's a genius. But when it comes to football, he's as big a loser as there exists. And you're a bigger loser for counting on him. Just remember that. We're all bigger losers because we're buying tickets. You're going to games. You're traveling for games. You're spending all that money that goes in his pockets eventually. Road tickets, home tickets, goes to his pockets. Shirts, hats, goes to his pockets. You line his pockets everywhere. So really, while he's a loser on the football field, he is a massive winner in the bank, because that's one thing he never loses. Everybody at that stadium paid to be there, and he won. Didn't matter if you're a Ravens fan or a Dolphins fan. He doesn't care. The money's green either way. So blame yourselves for that right there. Oh, it makes sense to me. Let the new GM hire his own coach. Yeah, but it doesn't make sense to keep this coach. I disagree, Jay. It's absolutely stupid to keep a person who just maintains dysfunction on the field constantly. That there's no intelligence in keeping Mike McDaniel in place. None whatsoever. That's a disservice to the fans and to your players. Yeah.
I was going to ask, so that pretty much seals Anthony Weaver's fate too, right?
Yes. Yeah, definitely. And if I'm Anthony Weaver, bro, I want to get out of here. Why would I want to work here? Anybody that is on that team wants to get out of here. That's all. They don't want to be here. The players are calling their agents and saying, yo, find a way to get me out of here. I don't want to be here. That's all. Pretty simple. What could I tell you? I'm sure it was really emotional. Let's see. What do we have here? Brett says this is a soft, dysfunctional franchise that is FUBAR and will take many years to improve the team. It'll never improve. Well, Brett, we got to stop with that. This team is never going anywhere under Stephen Ross. Never. They'll never get anywhere. That's how you have to look at it. Look what they've done for 15 plus years. They don't go anywhere. They don't do anything. So why would anything ever change? And his thought about, we got to start getting to work, bro, that means nothing coming from you. It's a joke. Anything and everything that Stephen Ross says is a lie and a joke. That's it. Stephen Ross is pure garbage. Until proven otherwise, he does not deserve your money, your time, your effort. And if you sit there thinking that he's going to change anything, you're an idiot. That's all. You're going to keep lying to yourselves. Let's see. Nico says, how is this a surprise? He did a terrible job putting the coaching staff and roster together. It's not a surprise. It was expected. Jimbo, Ross has always been more about style, glitz and glamour, no substance. Remember the J-Lo, Mark Anthony, orange carpet crap. Exactly. Yes, sir. What are you laughing about?
I think for once, you might agree with something Stephen A. said.
What? What'd he say?
He said, all I know is this. I better hear Mike McDaniel's name today. It better not be just Chris Greer.
Of course.
We obviously know now from Schefter that it's not going to be. But
Stephen Ross is a joke, bro. That shows you all you need to know, that he keeps McDaniel in place, that he doesn't care about providing any of a product for you guys out there. He's fine with having the same idiot that's been running the team the last 4 years in an embarrassing fashion. The moron that forgot the down in a playoff game. Okay? The moron owner keeps the moron head coach who did not know what down it was in a playoff game, and he's the head coach / offensive coordinator, and the moron didn't know the down. Mike McDaniel he's more useless than the turds my dogs drop every single day. At least those turds, I can put them in the plants and water them down, and they can become some kind of fertilizer. Okay? I can't water down Mike McDaniel for anything. He's useless for everything. So you keep that guy in there. That's awesome. Absolutely awesome. So there we go. True Fin fan, thank you for the love on the super chat. Greer first instead of McDaniel. Weird. Well, but that's this team. That's this owner. This owner fires the GM, who at least provided much more talent than the wins that are there. But you fire the guy that actually produced more than the guy that's on the field in Mike McDaniel. It's actually insane. Listen, none of them deserve to keep their jobs. I understand all of that. I'm good with that. But how do you keep Mike McDaniel in place? It shows that, we're stupid people. That's all. We're absolutely stupid people. We actually are relying on Stephen Ross. Only stupid people rely on Stephen Ross. So, Hateful Steve, thank you for the love on the Venmo. Sir, he says, just tuning in. So maybe I missed this, but with Greer getting fired now, how do we explain his preseason moves that were clearly designed for the future rather than to win now and save his job? I told you it was the weirdest thing. Chris Greer did the most selfless offseason where he planned for the future and set the team up for the future, and a future that he wasn't going to be a part of. It's weird. I've never seen that. It's always the GM and the head coaches, when they're hot seat, they're mortgaging the future, draft picks, everything. That's what Tannenbaum did. That's what Shula did. That's what Wanstead did. They all did it on their way out. They traded future picks and cap space and all that. These guys didn't do that. It's the craziest shit, Steve. I can't. Again, it's Stephen Ross, dude. It's Stephen Ross. And there, maybe, you know what? Maybe Stephen Ross was doing Chris Greer a favor. Maybe he likes him so much and thinks that it wasn't all his fault, that he just like, you know what? Let me get you out of here, and and you can move on. And now he's got several years left on his deal, so he doesn't have to get another job.
Yeah.
But if he wants to get another job,
it's almost where somebody had to go today. Who's it going
just
to be?
for PR.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, somebody has to go. Which one of you?
Right. And to hear that you're going to keep Mike McDaniel, who's a disaster, day in and day out, I mean, it's just Chad, it's not really a Christmas miracle, dude, because it means nothing, because the same person is in place looking for a new GM and a new coach, which means nothing. Don't get all happy about this. This means nothing. This means nothing. You could get happy and then you look stupid. Let me explain this to you. Yay, Chris Greer fired. Yay, Mike McDaniel eventually fired. Okay. Stephen Ross has still got to hire a new GM and a coach. What makes you think he's going to hire the right one? What are you celebrating about? You're probably going to get another crappy pair. Another pair that's going to fail because everything he does fails. He can't even fire people the right way. He couldn't even fire Mike McDaniel. The worst person in the entire organization is Mike McDaniel, and you can't fire him. That's all you need to know about Stephen Ross. So I don't understand any of this, to be quite honest. And True FinFest says, if at the end McDaniel's last man standing, that's just ridiculous, right? Definitely Ocala Joe. Greer definitely hired McDummy. And that's what I told you a couple weeks ago, that they're both gone. And that's because they're tied to each other. So here it is. Finally happened. Although I didn't think the Greer would happen now. I think it would happen at the end of the season, like normal personnel stuff. But it is what it is. Let's see. Brett says, I was originally kind of hoping Getty and Alex of Rush might pick Carl Palmer of ELP as their drummer. Both Palmer and Pert are disciples of Buddy Rich. Yeah, but it's what Larry said. I think they wanted to pick an unknown, and then that way it doesn't become a story, and it's still about Rush and then a new drummer, and then you can elevate that drummer. But if you bring in a big name, then all of a sudden it's Rush with a big name drummer. And then it becomes a story of a big name drummer replacing the legend that is Neil Peart. So I kind of think they went away from that and they went with someone that's an unknown so they can kind of elevate the whole thing. Kind of like in Star Wars that you add Rey as a new character, that kind of stuff. And then you hope it takes off and that kind of stuff. So I think that's kind of what it's all about. And by the way, she's really good, dude. She's really good. I watched a lot of videos of her, and I am really impressed. So I appreciate Greer giving the team some cap flexibility beyond this year. Let's see. It was good to see Geddy Lee at the World Series. Yeah, Robert. That was cool. Did you notice who was next to him? It was Chad Smith, drummer. So, that was also cool too, sitting right next to him. Let's see who else. I'm thrilled Mr. Ross showed some cojones. Not enough intelligence, like always. So, just an observation. McGreer was not sitting near the old man last night. Yeah, he was in that other box. You are correct. Yes. Big O, your boy Greer finally fired. What do you mean Greer fired GM at the end of the year? You had all these excuses last year. Why don't you fire the GM at the end of the year before new draft? Yeah, I'm slipping. Yes, I'm slipping, bro. Of course. Ross is the god of half measures. Keeping McDummy around, what a joke. I'll be at the Spain game. Oh, apologies if I missed. Is there a meetup spot for the fans? I'm trying to set up a bar. I am calling somebody today when I get off, and I'm trying to talk to the manager because I don't want to be at anything that's like Dolphins. I don't want to be anywhere official with the Dolphins. I want to be on my own, so I don't have to. I don't want to deal with any bullshit because I'm not. Put it this way. They don't want to deal with me because they know that I will easily send them to hell. You know what I'm saying? I can easily tell anybody in the Miami Dolphins to go themselves. Understand? So I want to make sure wherever I broadcast, I'm not tied to anything Dolphins-wise because I'm not following any of their little pathetic rules. Okay? It's because I don't work for the organization or I'm tied to the NFL or anything like that. And so I want to make sure I'm always like that because, I fought the system for decades, and I was pretty much an outlaw as I broadcasted for many years. And I like being that way. I enjoy being that way completely. Okay. You think I want to be like what the clown show that is QAM now? Give me a break. So anyway, let's see. What else do we have going on? Cash App or Venmo at Cash Big O Show. That is Cash Big O Show. Cash App or Venmo. Ohio John, thank you for the love on Venmo. Could you give some insight into what the source of the fighting between Aponte and Ireland was at the time? Power and just ratting on each other for things that, decisions or moves that they wanted to make. And so you had Tony Sperano wanting one thing, Ireland wanting another, and then Donna Ponte overlooking all of this. And she would be walking around the building and kind of ratting out people to the owner and things like that. So it was just a dysfunction under Stephen Ross. That's just kind of what it is. I'm trying to see if I can remember any specifics that I heard or something, but I know it was a lot of finger pointing and accusations amongst each other because once Parcells was kind of out of the mix, then it just became a real shit show all over the place and nobody could control it. So yeah, it was bad. That's why I'm saying that Greer fired. Okay, he deserved to get fired. And eventually Mike McDaniel deserves to get fired. And you'll probably get rid of Tua. That's fine. Doesn't mean anything. Doesn't mean a damn thing. Did it mean anything before them? Does it mean anything after them? No, it doesn't because it's the same owner. It's the same idiot looking for coaches. And by the way, if you're the Miami Dolphins, do you think you're getting the best candidate? No, you're not. The better candidates aren't going to choose to come here. The better GM candidates will not come here, and the better coaching candidates will not come here. Oh, and one more thing. The list that's available is terrible. And there's going to be several teams looking for head coaches. So the list is terrible. That means there might be one or two good ones. You're not getting any of those. Because Stephen Ross never gets those. As I said over and over again over the years, understand this. All head coaches hired and given a contract by Stephen Ross or Wayne Huizenga have never, ever succeeded ever again. Every single head coach that Dave wants, that Wayne Huizenga and Stephen Ross hired and gave him a contract and then fired, none of them ever succeeded anywhere else again. Not even Jimmy Johnson. This was his last stop, and it was done. Parcells, last stop, and done, and he wasn't even a head coach. Okay? That everyone comes to die here. Their careers die here. Players' careers die here. That's what happens. So go ahead and celebrate Greer getting fired and all that, but you're an idiot if you think that they're actually going to hire a good person. They don't know how to do that. So make sure you leave hope somewhere else. It's the way it is, ladies and gentlemen. Got to live with it. Peter German again. Thank you, sir, for the love on Venmo. It says, seems to me it's more about Ross's inability to make a decisive decision. That is why we fail. The indecisions trickle down to GMs, coaches, and players. Amen. Amen, my man. Alec Blanco, thank you for the love on Venmo. Positive with McD staying. I'm going to keep betting Ollie under props and putting my winnings into Bitcoin. Free money. Also, Foo Fighters U.S. Stadium Tour 2026. Nice. I like that, Alec. Hopefully they'll come here. I've seen them a few times, and they are a fun band, man, to catch live. I really like the Foo Fighters. Really, really good band. Yeah. Remember, Cash App or Venmo at Cash Big O Show. That is Cash Big O Show, Cash App or Venmo, and you can make a Bitcoin, Ethereum, Chainlink, or Solana donation as always, and we appreciate that. Thank you all out there. Very kind of you. Let's see who we got here. Sweet Baby Ray again. He says, Ross is a coward. He will hire a GM to fire McD. I hope not, because wow, that's crazy. Because by the time you hire the GM, that's the off season. I don't think you're going to hang on to McD at that time. I think you'll fire him by then. I think so. Like right at the end of the season, the next day, you fire. If you're going to keep him for the rest of the year, then you fire him the next day. Denardo Joseph, thank you for the love on Cash App. God bless you, Owen Sean. Exodus begins in Miami. Amen. Yes, it does. And Denardo, thank you for your generosity. Appreciate it, my friend. Thank you. Very nice of you all out there. And we always appreciate the super chats like George, but, they take 30%. George G. Oh, this owner is tremenda plasta de mierda. How can you keep this coach but fire the GM? What did we actually accomplish here? Nothing whatsoever. Nothing, because you'll watch the same dysfunction every single week. That's it. So, what are you going to do? Let's see. I saw Foo Fighters like 27 times in concert. No joke. Wow. Damn. I've only seen them a couple times, man. So not that many. I've seen them only twice. You've seen them quite a bit. Big O, when will you break that 2-year-old news? At the end of the year. When the season ends, the day after the season ends, I'll break the news. Okay? All right? I promise that. It's going to be a funny, dysfunctional story. It's just like it's a story that went nationwide. People were talking about it. And, it was just one of those things that created some buzz. And then all of a sudden, just a bunch of misinformation that people were fed. And just, it's interesting. Just interesting. I don't want to elaborate too much on it because then I start giving away things. So, but it'll, yeah. And I'll have some more stuff for you, by the way. I'll have some more stuff for you at the end of the year. By then, I would have collected a couple of other stories. But this one, to me, it's shocking. Well, not really, because usually the national guys are the ones that get the stories. But the local guys, no one found out about that story. And I don't know how it was kept under wraps, to be quite honest. Knowing what I know, I'm wondering how in the world that it did not get out to one of the riders, that one of the players didn't talk about it or something, because that's the funny part. What I'm going to tell you eventually, a lot of people know in that building. A lot of people know. And so, and I have no problem talking about it because I'm going to be calling a couple people liars. But I have no problem because I know it's true. You know what I mean? So I know what really happened, and what they said happened was a complete lie. So I'm going to really enjoy calling them out and exposing that, because it shows you how deep the dysfunction is in that team. Because once I tell you this, and then certain actions, you're going to go, what? How? What? So, yeah. And I'll get a few more stories, too, along the way. Now that things are going to, completely break up, the folks inside the building will tell me a little bit more about some of the things that are going on. But, yeah, it's the dysfunction in that place is crazy. So, Miami, Florida, you don't have to worry about teasing. The good thing is on this show, we produce. Unlike, anything you'll hear on the local radio station that those people couldn't break wind. So don't worry about it. But sometimes I'm held to certain standards that I have to abide by before I can actually say certain. Sometimes I can't. There are certain stories I can't even tell. There's a story I can't even tell you about right now. In fact, I was talking to a friend of mine yesterday that I gave him a nugget that I'm not even using. You know what I mean? And I just can't use it. Some certain things I can't use. But don't worry about it. I'll tell you about this one. And you'll laugh. You'll trip out. And you'll go, what? What? I didn't see Nirvana either, the Drew. I screwed up there. I never saw Nirvana. It was my bad. Let's see what else. Ross should sell. Yeah. Rob P, don't hold your breath, dude. The family is going to own that, and it's a great property, and they make hand over fist, and they got suckers that are walking into that building every year. That's us. So there's no way. George, this organization has been a circus for the last 30 years and a soft one for the last 40 to 45. Amen? Amen. Soft franchise for 40 plus years. There's no doubt about that, dude. It's pretty pathetic how soft they are. Jeff Welt and Daniel Rayom. Now, see, if they had Jeff Welt and Daniel Rayom, they'd be tough as nails. 954-966-4646. Bankruptcy, homeowner property damage, condo damage, criminal defense, business owner claims, commercial litigation, personal injury. Reach out to my guys. 954-966-4646. They can help you out. Good people. And, of course, the consultation's absolutely free. Tomorrow, we're going to be broadcasting live from 4:30 to 6:30 at Beyond Bankcard Field. All right. Fort Lauderdale United. They are hosting Brooklyn FC. Get your tickets, by the way. Meet us tomorrow out there at ftlutd.com. You can go to the game, by the way. Really affordable to go. Take the kids, family. Great atmosphere. They got a toy drive going on tomorrow, so they're collecting new unwrapped toys. So don't show up without a toy. We need you to bring a toy. And, by the way, if you want to buy any Fort Lauderdale kits, shirts, hats, whatever it is, banners, Fort Lauderdale United FC shop.com. Check it out. The store, you can actually visit it at 7601 Southwest 39th Street in Davie. And you can call them at 954-241-0618. All right. Let's see. NorCal says, Big O, is there going to be a GM job Greer gets? No, I don't think so. He could probably, I don't think he'll work next year because he just signed a brand new contract with Ross. He wins. Like McDaniel and Greer just got brand new deals last year. Brand new deals. So they are getting paid. He's probably getting paid maybe $20 million over the next 4 years or something. He's probably getting paid easy $5 million a year. I don't know if he wants to go work somewhere for less, and then it just kind of then I think it takes away from his salary, or I don't know if it gets prorated or adjusted or it gets eliminated. Not exactly sure how that works. I'd be pleading ignorance there. So I'm not exactly sure how that works. If a coach gets another job, does it only take off the portion that they're paying him, or in a GM position, does it get erased or something? I don't know. But if he's getting paid full, the only thing I could see him getting is a consulting job down the line or a scouting job, a college director of scouting or something like that. But again, I don't know the particulars on the money side because you definitely want to enjoy that cash, So it is what it is. David says Greer made some good trades, very good ones, and could usually find serviceable backups from the street. Unfortunately, his college scouting department and draft day acumen were terrible. To me, the bigger problem was his coaching. If he hired the right coaches, he would have gotten much more out of the rosters, and it would have looked a lot better. And maybe he's still employed because you might have even won a playoff game or two. And if you do that, then everybody's kind of happy. But you had shitty coaches, and it burned them eventually. And then some of the moves that didn't work out magnified the whole thing. So, look, in the end, dude, everybody, like I told you, he was part of the Gase hire, but, it was really Tannenbaum in charge. So he really hired two coaches. There was no way they were going to let him hire a third coach. Nobody does that. So it is what it is. The Detroit Lions assistant general manager Ray Agnew is my vote for next Miami GM. He not only helped the Lions rebuild the team, he also helped the Rams when they won the Super Bowl. It's a good pick. But again, you're not going to get the best candidates here. So we'll see. Juan Rosa says, question, my wife surprised me with Panther tickets. How's the temperature inside the arena? Take a sweater. Yeah, it's cold. Take a sweater, bro. Yeah, bro. They got a big sheet of ice in the middle, and the place gets cold. And they crank up the AC because it's a humid place called South Florida. So dude, take a jacket and your wife, have her take a jacket also. This guy can go naked, but the rest of us, we've got to go with like a jacket.
No, I was going to say, I'm not, I'm more of a warm temperature guy, but it gets a little bit chilly in there at times.
Oh, yeah, man. Yeah. You know what's worse? Panthers practice. Because there's nobody there and there's ice. Okay? There's no one in the practice facility. It's just you and a couple of other riders, the players out on the ice, and a whole bunch of ice. Bro, practice is really cold and boring. The worst sport to cover for practice is hockey. Oh, my God, it's the worst practice. They barely move around. They lightly, because they hit so much in games, you know what I mean? So they'll skate around a couple plays here or there, but it's super light. A lot of talking, which I don't blame them. Again, what are you going to do? Hockey, play 82 brutal games and also have brutal practice? You cannot do that, but I'm telling you, as a reporter, I've covered every sport there is on the planet. Hockey is the best sport to cover live. It's the worst sport to cover practice live. Oh my God. So bad. So anyway, let's see. What else do we have? I know it's unconventional, but I want Louis Riddick. Fine. Many people want Louis Riddick. That's a very popular name. But I ask you, why would Louis Riddick want to come here? So let's see. Juice F5, thank you for the love in the super chat. Apparently the rumor is that Aponte and Ireland were not in agreement with the location for a threesome with Mike D, executive motel on perimeter. Okay. I mean, you got to have the right people in a threesome. They got to be comfortable. So, Juice, I can see where that's an issue. It can happen. I'm telling you, it can happen. And NAA, McDaniel staying is not just laughable. It's par for the course. It's what it is. You have a loser owner, And this is what loser owners do. Stupid crap like this. All right, let's switch gears. Let's talk a little Miami Hurricanes. Tomorrow, they will take on SMU. Today, Manny Navarro joins us with our BigCheeseMiami.com NIL and recruiting report.
We step into the world of big dreams, big moves, and big money. It's the Big Cheese Miami Recruiting and NIL Report with Manny Navarro. After 40 years, the Big Cheese remains dedicated to serving the finest Italian dinners, pizza, pasta, subs, and salads. All of their pasta is imported from Italy and cooked fresh every day. Visit BigCheeseMiami.com. Now, let's find out who's the Big Cheese the Miami Hurricanes are working on with insider Manny Navarro.
Right, Manny. How you doing, baby? You feeling good?
Feeling great. How are you, O?
I cannot complain, my man. Canes tomorrow, favored by 10.5. The over and under is 50.5. SMU plus 350 on the money line. UM minus 475 on the money line. How do you feel about this matchup tomorrow for the Miami?
Yeah, I think Miami's going to win this game, in part because Rhett Lashley's offense isn't as good as it normally is. The running game is something that has been lacking for these guys most of the season. They really haven't been able to replace Brashard Smith and what he gave them last year. Defensively, I think SMU is really good against the run. They've got some good D tackles that they picked up in the portal that have turned out to be pretty good for them. So there's going to be a lot of pressure on Carson Beck to play a clean game and avoid making mistakes. They're going to force him to throw, I think, the same way Louisville did. But SMU's secondary ranks 135th in passing yards allowed per game. This isn't the same type of secondary that they had a year ago when they made it to the ACC championship game. So I think Miami goes on the road and wins, but I think the line was 12.5 last I looked. Is that what you said?
Yeah, it's 10.5.
10.5 now. Yeah, that might be a little easier to cover. I know when I picked my games on Tuesday, I went with SMU because I thought 12 points was a lot. SMU is 6-2 against the spread this year. Miami's 5-2 against the spread in terms of covering. So, you know, both of these teams are pretty successful in that regard. But this is Miami's first game out of state in the entire season. First time they're leaving the state of Florida. I just, the month of November, always scary. To me, I think SMU steps up in this game and makes it closer than 10.5 even.
Yeah, that's the you know, I look at the Louisville coach, God, what's his name now?
Jeff Brom. Yeah.
And you know, he's such a good coach, an X's and O's guy, and understands offense beautifully. And then I start looking at Rhett Lashley, and I'm wondering, all right, this sumbitch is going to have something up his sleeve. Yeah. He's going to create some kind of an issue for Miami. And from what you've seen from SMU, what you know of Rhett Lashley, what you now know of what you've seen from Miami and some of their, you know, negative moments so far this year, where is it that you think SMU could give them problems?
Well, I think it all starts with stopping the run, right? Like we've seen when Miami can't run the football, which was the case in the first half against Stanford, even at home last week.
You like their D tackles, huh?
Yeah, I think SMU has to me, they're a less talented version of Louisville, which tells me being at home, this is a dangerous game. And part of it is, you know, they're built the same way, you know, Louisville sort of is, smart, you know, football coach, play caller, guy that's, you know, has had success. So to me, they're very, when you look at symptoms, they're very much like a Louisville type team. But I just don't think they're as good as Louisville was. Louisville had a breakaway back in Isaac Brown. They had a secondary that was excellent, that made a lot of great plays.
A receiver is badass too. The big receiver.
Yeah, SMU has decent receivers like Kevin Jennings, the quarterback's a good quarterback. He obviously led them to the ACC championship game last year. Romello Brinson, who was a Hurricane, leads them in receiving. Yeah. I think he's a top 50 receiver, but it's not the same. It's like a lesser version of Louisville is what Miami's playing tomorrow, in my mind. That's the way I view it.
Okay. All right. So are you expecting any kind of trickery or something from them, or?
Oh yeah, I mean, Rhett Lashley's gonna. I mean, the first drive, I would bank on SMU scoring just because they're gonna come out with something that Miami hasn't seen before, and I would assume the first half will be tough. You know, this game all comes down to one person, the same way it came down to the Louisville game. Carson Beck, can he avoid throwing interceptions and making mistakes and being silly and making bad decisions, throwing into triple coverage to a 5'11" receiver? As good as Malachi Tony is, like, you don't throw into triple coverage, right? That 40 yards down the field for him.
But dude, the numbers are bad for Beck because his line, he's got one of the best pressure rates in college football.
Number one, the offensive line, lowest pressure rate by 4 points over Ohio State, who's next best. I mean, they give them all the time in the world. The problem with this offensive line, though, is they're just not.
Tua would give half his leg. He'll hop on one leg just to have the time that Carson Beck gets. Like, Tua doesn't have more than 2 seconds. He has time to look at one person, and by the time he looks at the second, he is roadkill.
Right.
So it's like, wow, dude, like Carson Beck has a monster line, and yet he's still making all kinds of mistakes.
It's just, you got to check down, and sometimes that's what you got to do. And the good thing for Miami is that when he checks down, it's usually to Malachi Tony, right? Like he goes over the top to CJ Daniels, he goes over the top to Marion and some of the other guys. The good thing is Malachi Tony is one of the best yak receivers in the country. You know, in fact, I was talking about this the other day with somebody. Kelvin Harris, who played for the Canes, was the starting center for Gino Toretto when he won the Heisman. And Kelvin was like, "Do you think Malachi can win the Heisman?" I'm like, "Well, if Miami wins the conference, right? If they come back,
they got to win, right? They got to win,
right? But if he takes a couple punts back, or he's one of the best receivers, why not? I mean, he'd be the main reason Miami, I think, offensively would be 11-1 and win the ACC."
Yeah. I mean, there was one year where I thought Ed Reed could have won it.
Right.
You know what I mean? There was one year, by the way, not could have won it, but he did enough to start making some noise. One year, Tremaine Mack. I don't know if you remember. There was one year where he made all kinds of wacky ass special teams plays and return plays and all that, because that was his specialty. And for 1 year, he did a bunch of stuff. Not that he was in the Heisman race or anything like that, but it was like, wow, this guy's like, changing. And when you look at Malachi Tony, it's kind of the same thing that, man, without that kid, the face of the season completely changes. So I understand what Kelvin is saying. He's not going to win it now, but if they went deep into the playoffs, not just the ACC, but deep into the playoffs, and he's doing all of this, I can see Kelvin's point in that. Because sometimes those kind of cats do enough to start like that. Because, like I told you, Tremaine Mack 1 year did a bunch of stuff, not to be in the race. Right. But he was just changing games. And you're like, yo, what the hell is going on here? And Ed Reed legitimately should have been in the Heisman race that year, that he was just everywhere, bro. You know what I mean? So I'm with Kelvin on that. I get it. It's just that the team is not good enough right now.
Yeah. They're not, and when you're top 10, and at the end of the top 10, you lose your luster. That's what happens when you lose to Louisville at home. Had they won that, I mean, Carson Beck went into that week as the favorite, at least in BetMGM, for the Heisman. Yeah. So it's always the high profile teams that end up winning the Heisman, and last year we saw that with Travis Hunter. He was unbelievable, great player.
All right, so, of course, this is the NIL and recruiting report. Thanks to our friends at BigCheeseMiami.com. Visit them at 8080 Southwest 67th Avenue. Every dish can become a party platter. We got the holiday season coming up, and the patio now. You can rent out the patio up to 40 people, so a birthday party, a get-together, business event, whatever it is, you can also rent the patio. Call them 305-662-6855. Miami picked up a couple of commitments this week. Who did they get, sir?
Some big ones, actually. These are two of the best players in their class. I think they're fifth and sixth best players in their class, according to the recruiting rankings. Milan Paris was the first one, 6'5.5", 200-pound receiver out of Ohio, previously committed to Iowa State. Oregon, Oklahoma, Auburn, and Nebraska were all after this kid. 4.5 speed. Kind of reminds the coaches of Miami a little bit of like a Calvin Johnson, Drake London type. Really likes to block downfield, which, they love with their receivers, with how Mario loves to run the football. Kid has 38 catches for over 1,000 yards and 12 touchdowns in 8 games this season as a senior. So that was a big pickup for them. They've got 4 really good receivers now in this class. And you think about, you're going to lose CJ Daniels after the season. Keelan Marion also is a 6th-year guy. He's your number 3 receiver. You got a new quarterback's going to want to come in and throw the ball to Malachi Toney, right? So now you go out and you get 4 legitimate dudes in the recruiting rankings. You're upgrading and building for the future. So they needed a good class at receiver, and I thought that was really important for them. The other kid they got, Keyshawn Stencil, 6'4", 280-pound defensive lineman out of North Carolina, previously committed to Clemson. Kid throws the shot put, 56 tackles, 15 tackles for loss, 4 sacks so far as a senior, top defensive lineman in the Carolina region. Clemson's dropped the ball this year, right? This is Miami's game. You go out and you take arguably their best recruit. One thing Clemson has consistently had over the years is great defensive linemen. So to me, this is a huge win for Corey Heatherman and his staff and sort of taking the lead role in the ACC.
All right. So is any other flip targets out there that they can get?
There's more. Yeah. We spent a lot of this season talking about Derek Cooper, the top running back out of Hollywood Chaminade. Well, Miami is still running back hunting, and the top running back at this point is Amari Latimer, kid out of Georgia who has ties to South Florida. I believe Don Latimer, Hall of Famer, he's related to him. So Miami trying to get a flip on this kid who is still being pursued by Tennessee, Ohio State. I think he's a big time target for him. And then last game here at home, they had Gavin Mueller, Colorado commitment, 6'5", 255-pound tight end out of Illinois, who they're still going after. And there's also Blake Stewart, another ex-Clemson commitment, top safety out of the Georgia area, who Miami has been on for a while. Look, Mario, the one thing you have to give him credit for, and the reason why he continues to have top 10 recruiting classes, right now they're ranked 11th. But the reason he keeps having that is at the end of the recruiting cycle, every single year, he is flipping guys. He is getting guys from Ohio State, from Clemson, from other places. So I think the story is sort of the same. And I think as long as they remain in the hunt for the ACC championship and make the college football playoff, he's going to keep bringing in top flight guys.
All right. Good stuff. What do you got going on in the Athletic so folks can check you out?
Yeah, we just came out with our weekly portal buzz story. Sam Kahn, Antonio Morales, and I, sort of looking at the surprise teams in college football, the Cincinnatis, the Houstons, the teams that are all of a sudden contending. Vanderbilt, looking at those rosters and what they did in the portal to make themselves successful. And then as well as the disappointments, the Penn States of the world, who thought they had some good receivers, LSU, who obviously signed the number 1 transfer portal class and still got their head coach fired after spending millions on that class. So it's a pretty nice little thorough breakdown of what's happened in the transfer portal since the start of the year till now and why these teams ended up having success. And you look at those rosters, brother, like Miami's gone after high-profile transfers. Like you look at the people that Cincinnati brought in, that Vanderbilt, they got them from like South Dakota State and North Dakota and all these like FCS schools. And, to me, there's something to learn from all that, right? Especially now in the transfer portal era. Like you can go out and find really good players at all levels. I mean, Miami has one in Shamar Brown, right, from South Dakota State. He's their number 2 or number 3 running back. So I think you're starting to see some of the best coaches in college football really show their prowess in terms of evaluation, talent evaluation, which we know is what made Jimmy Johnson such a great coach.
What was I going to tell you? Oh, injury-wise, what are they missing going into tomorrow?
Yeah, Akeem Mesidor was obviously banged up, didn't play in the last game. Mario said he's close to returning. I would assume that he should be back out there. I know Miami would prefer to have him out there than some of their younger guys who they want to play and get those guys some experience, but at the same time, this is an important road game, and you want to go out and have Akeem Mesidor out there. So I think Mesidor will be back, but I always say I proceed with caution because you never know with Mario and when he talks about injuries.
All right, follow him on Twitter at Manny_Navarro. He'll be back tomorrow afternoon. He'll join us Post game, we'll have our wrap up between the Canes and SMU. We'll do our post game when we're out in Fort Lauderdale tomorrow, starting off at 4:30. Manny will join us in the first hour of the program, and we'll get his thoughts after the SMU-UM game, which starts at noon tomorrow. So we'll have his post-game report. Manny, as always, thank you, my brother. We appreciate you. Have a great evening. We will catch up tomorrow, my friend. Thank you.
All right, brother. Take care. Talk soon.
You got it. Follow him on Twitter at Manny_Navarro. And, of course, go visit our friends at the Big Cheese, 8080 Southwest 67th Avenue. The pasta is shipped from Italy, cooked fresh daily. The employees have been there for 5, 10, 15, 20, 25 years, man. It's been around for 40 years. It is an institution. And by the way, if you're a hardcore Canes fan, the walls are full of Hurricanes memories, pictures, and autographs and all kinds of stuff. It is just worth it to go there, just to walk around and see all the stuff that's on the walls. If you're a big-time Canes fan, it'll take you a good hour if you want to take your time to read and check out everything on the walls. You're not really going to spend that much time, but you're going to spend 15, 20, 30 minutes looking around. It'll freak you out, man. A lot of good stuff, a lot of classic stuff. Really, really enjoyable place. 8080 Southwest 67th Avenue, BigCheeseMiami.com.
You've been listening to the Big Cheese Miami Recruiting and NIL Report with Manny Navarro. At the Big Cheese Miami, they continue to purchase the same high-quality ingredients that the most expensive Italian restaurants use. The difference is they serve large portions at a family price. Visit the Big Cheese at 8080 Southwest 67th Avenue in Miami. Call 305-662-6855 or go to thebigcheesemiami.com. Go Canes!
All right, let's get to our 3A Graphics sports calendar. Did we do it already? No, we haven't, right? Alan Blanco does excellent work, custom printing and embroidery, 786-618-1443. And the headline is the Miami Dolphins have fired Chris Grier. They call it a parting of ways, but, they fired him. It is what it is. Dolphin fans are now waiting. When do they fire Mike McDaniel? But the morons so far have kept him. After last night's 28-6 debacle, dropping them to 2-7, they will be thrashed by the Bills on next Sunday at 1 o'clock. Spurs last night outlast the Heat 107-101. Miami drops to 3-2. Sunday, they're at the Lakers at 9:30. Saturday at 6 o'clock, the Panthers will host the Stars at Amerant Bank Arena. Saturday at 7:30 at Beyond Bankcard Field, Fort Lauderdale United taking on the Brooklyn FC. And Saturday at noon, number 10 Miami taking on SMU on the road. Miami favored by 10.5. Over and unders 50.5. Travis Hunter of the Jags has been placed on the IR with a knee injury. That is your 3A Graphics sports calendar. Hey, that Travis Hunter experiment, that's going really well, isn't it? Huh? Fantastic. Of course, because it's such a great idea in football to play a guy on offense and defense. Yeah, no, of course. And especially when he's not built like LeBron James or something. I almost get it if the guy was a freakish build. You know what I'm saying? Okay, we're going to play this guy, but he's different than everybody else. We can play him every day. Why? Because look at him. His name is Derrick Henry. Look at that body. Look at that LeBron guy. Look at that Jim Brown guy. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, there's a couple of those guys, but Travis Hunter's not that guy. No. Just whatever. And this is not hindsight. I was never a fan of this. I thought it was asinine from the get-go, and I would just settle on whatever position you think he's elite at more than the other receiver corner. Play him at corner. You need him at receiver? Okay, play him at the end of a half or the end of a game where you need him for a route. But to run routes all game long and run as a corner, that's just stupid. So stupid. And to even think that somebody can hold up in the NFL physically to that, unless you are Wilt Chamberlain. Unless you are a physical freak, I want nothing to do with that conversation. Then I can understand why you're trying it. Anyway. So there we go. What else do we have going on? Let's get to music. Let me do a little music. Right. Let's get to a little music. Birthdays for musicians on Halloween. Who was born as musicians on Halloween? Frank Iero from My Chemical Romance, guitarist, born in 1981. Isabella Summers, musician with Florence and the Machine, born in 1980. Roger Stevens, guitarist with Blind Melon, born in 1970. Johnny Moeller, guitarist with the Fabulous Thunderbirds, born in 70. Malin Berggren from Ace of Base. All that she wants is another baby. Yeah. Born in 1970. Let's see. Who else do we have here? Adam Horowitz. I did not know that. Ad Rock from the Beastie Boys. Born in my year, 1966. So he is 59 today. Let's see who else celebrating birthdays today. It's a bigger list than I thought, by the way. Mickey D. Awesome dude. Drummer for Motorhead. I think Mickey D is now the drummer for the Scorpions, isn't he? I want to say that Mickey D, after the Motorhead, he is drumming for the Scorpions. Look it up for me. Mickey D. I want to say he's the drummer for the Scorpions now. Mm-hmm. D-E-E. Mickey D. D. It doesn't say here that he's with the Scorpions, but I'm pretty sure that the Scorpions... It doesn't? Oh, it does. Oh, yeah, that's what I thought. Yeah. Oh, shit, I did not know this. Johnny Marr from the Smiths. He was born on this date in 1963, the amazing guitarist. Larry Mullen Jr. from U2. I had no idea the drummer was born on Halloween. Tony Bowers from Simply Red, born in 56. Bernard Edwards, bassist with Chic. Le Freak, born in 52. Wow, this is like a great list. I had no idea that this was such a damn. Russ Ballard, singer songwriter with Argent. Hold your head up high. 1947. Wow. Japs Egermont, best known for Stars on 45. It keeps turning in my mind. Whatever it is, I forgot how it is. And he was a drummer for Golden Earring. Let's see who else, and that's it for musicians. You got any other facts for me there on Mickey D? No? Okay. Okay, yeah. So, yeah, he's with the Scorpions. That's what I thought. I know a little bit of music. Just a tad. Just a tad. All right, let's go with other famous people born on this date. Remember, some of them may not be with us, so if I don't give you the age, they are no longer with us. Like Pope Clement. He was born in 1705. Just lost him. Girl Scouts founder Juliet Gordon Lau, born in 1860. Actor Lee Grant, born in 1925. He is 100 today. Wow. Astronaut Michael Collins, born in 1930. Journalist Dan Rather, born in 31. He is 94. Actor, filmmaker Michael Landon, born in 1936. Rest in peace. Let's see. Actor Ron Rifkin, born in 39. He's 86. Actor Brian Doyle Murray, born in 45, he's 80. U.S. Olympic National Track and Field Hall of Fame member Frank Shorter, born in 47, he's 78. Musicians Bob Seibenberg from Supertramp, born in 49, he's 76. Actor John Candy, born on this date in 1950. Broadcaster Jane Pauley, born in 1950, she's 75 today. Hell of a list for Halloween, dude. Nick Saban. Bro, no wonder he's a monster. No wonder. Nick Saban was born on Halloween, bro. That's why he's an ogre. That's why he's the small Shrek. He's 74 today. Of course Nick Saban's going to be born on Halloween, dude. Did you know that he was born on Halloween, Nick Saban? Yeah, he scares the shit out of everybody. Filmmaker Peter Jackson, born in 61, he's 64. See, here it says Mickey D, Scorpion / Motorhead. See, these people got it right. Rob Schneider, by the way, born in 63, he's 62. Actor Dermot Mulroney, born in 63, he's 62. Let's see. Oh, Ice Ice Baby, Vanilla Ice, born in 67, he is 58 today, Mr. Van Winkle. I did not know that. Actor Piper Perabo, little cutie. She was born in 76. She's 49. I had no idea that Halloween was this, like, rich and scary, too, with Saban. Okay? Did this thing freeze up or what? Do I have any more on this list? Because it just kind of, like, stopped all of a sudden. But sometimes this thing does some funky things. So let me refresh to make sure that the list is complete. But wow, that's a hell of a list. And it doesn't want to refresh. Okay. All right. Forget it. We'll move on to music history. All right, let's go. Once it pops up and I'm able to actually read it, here we go. What happened today on October 31st in music history? In 62, the Monster Mash ruled the airwaves, becoming the most popular Halloween song of all time. It was a graveyard smash, the Monster Mash. In 1970, on this date, Led Zeppelin started a 4-week run at #1 on the U.S. album charts with Led Zeppelin Tree, the band's second U.S. chart topper. In 75, on this date, Queen released Bohemian Rhapsody. It was written by Freddie Mercury for the band's 75 album, A Night at the Opera, and it was reportedly the most expensive single ever made at the time of its release, although the exact costs of the production cannot be determined. In 89, on this date, the very first MTV Unplugged show was recorded in New York, and it was featuring the UK band Squeeze. Let's see. In 94, Jimmy Page and Robert Plant released a live album, No Quarter, Jimmy Page and Robert Plant Unleaded. It featured a mix of new songs and Led Zeppelin classics. In 97, Jane's Addiction reunited for a Halloween show at Hammerstein Ballroom in New York. In 2000, Outkast released their fourth album, Stankonia, featuring the #1 hit Miss Jackson, as well as Bob and So Fresh, So Clean. In 2000, Jay-Z released his fifth studio album, The Dynasty, Rock La Familia. It features I Just Want to Love You, Change the Game, and Guilty Until Proven Innocent. In 2001, Britney Spears released her third studio album, Britney. It features the singles I'm a Slave for You, Overprotected, I'm Not a Girl, Not Yet a Woman, I Love Rock and Roll, Boys, and Anticipating. In 2005, Wolfmother released her debut studio album, Wolfmother, and it features Mind's Eye, White Unicorn, Dimensions, Woman, Love Train, Joker and the Thief. In 2017, at his show in London, the crowd pelts Harry Styles with kiwi fruit when he performs his song Kiwi. To protect the singer when he plays Manchester 3 days later, the grocery store Asada refused to sell the fruit to anyone under the age of 25. That's pretty good. That is pretty good. And let me see any singers here that weren't on the list. Let's see. Nope, that's it. That is it. That's all she wrote. All that she wants is another baby. Yeah. Don't forget to smash that like button, okay? Jamie says, I can see Chris Greer going to another organization. I don't think he's going to go to an organization right now because he's making a lot of money, man. A lot of money. Maybe in a year or two, but he can't stay out too long because then he can't get back in. But he just got a brand new deal, so he's raking in the bucks. Eddie Lepp is in the house. There we go. Yeah, we talked a lot about the news already, Eddie. There's been a lot of talk already. Rob Schneider is on Halloween. No wonder both Saban and Rob Schneider are the way they are. You know, he's got a daughter that he just doesn't even get along with at all. Poor guy. Well, maybe he's just a jerk to her or whatever. And she's very, very talented. She, trying to remember her name. She's a musician. L something. She's really good, dude. Really good. I saw her live. Talented, man. And it's a shame that they have a horrible relationship and they don't get along. Elle King, that's it. Elle King. Very talented lady. She's got skills, man. Mad props to her. Eric says, Big O, if you're still having problems sleeping, there's a book that will help called Sleep Solution by Dr. Kevin Reese. Check it out. Sleep Solution. Dr. Kevin Reese. Okay. Thank you, man. Appreciate that. I wasn't even talking about that today, so that, you know, thank you. It's very nice of you to remember that. That's very thoughtful. Eric Nordstrom, Big O, if you're still, I'm sorry. Schneider is horrible to Elle King. Yes. Yes. Yeah, unfortunately. You know, it happens, man. Maybe it's his fault too. If it's his fault, it is what it is. But sometimes, you know what, man? Sometimes family members just don't get along, and it sucks, but that's just kind of the reality, unfortunately. You know? Back down to 108.7. A nice dip again. Crazy stuff. All right, folks. We appreciate all of you out there. We thank Manny Navarro. We thank, of course, the great Larry Schlossberg. We thank Sean Stanley. We thank all of you out there. Please smash the hell out of the like button before you go. We'll be back tomorrow at 4:30. We'll recap with Manny the SMU-UM game. We'll talk about anything else going on in the world of sports and then talk a little, preview a little Fort Lauderdale United also, since we'll be there. All kinds of stuff, but regular talk show tomorrow, 4:30 to 6:30. So if you happen to be hanging around, come on by and join us. Don't forget to hit the like button and the notification bell. That way you know every time we go live, you get a notification that we're on live. All right? And you never know. There might be breaking news tomorrow. We'll see you tomorrow. Same time, same place, same bat channel.
This is the Big O Show. This is the Big O Show. is the